She was the relief bark at Barton Street, wasn't she?
Well, you tell me.
Yeah, not that I've attached her. I had plenty of opportunity, though, believe me.
Oh, yeah?
Morning.
Ah, Garfield. You're still finding a use for the uniform, then? I thought you'd retired.
Sir? We're on riff, sir.
How's your arrest rate?
Well, it's not...
It's been dropping off, Garfield. And you can take the smirk off your face. You're hardly a world beater, are you?
Sir?
Find it distasteful, do you? Being involved when someone gets arrested?
No, sir.
Just wondered. Those lily-white hands of yours.
Nobody tells me he's been knocking off this bird's sister. Right, anyway, all hell breaks out at the reception. Bottles and fists flying everywhere.
I don't believe it.
Straight up, I didn't know.
So what'd you do?
I got out of the way. I went to the bog.
You mean you didn't come to her rescue?
Yeah, but I had to rewrite my speech first. Mind you, I'd have got by the system myself.
And you did.
340 from Sierra Oscar.
That's another story. 340 receiving. Go ahead, June.
Yeah, Dave, can you go to 43 Highshore Street? The neighbours have complained of a very loud party.
What, this hour?
We're on our way.
Well, it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
With respect to the Chief Superintendent, I think he's got himself in a bit of a bind. He's trying to prove his efficiency by getting the crime figures down, but he wants the arrest rate kept up to prove the patch is under pressure and we need more resources.
Yes, I know all that.
If you ask me, he wants to make his mind up. I mean, there comes a point when you don't...
I was just talking to Andrew about the arrest rate, sir.
Oh, yes, good. Well, just an acceptable rate of efficiency, that's all. No excessive pressure on the lads.
Of course not, sir.
Anyway, Derek, I was wondering if you'd have a word with Gordon about liaison between CID and uniform. Keep him in touch with this morning's prayer meeting.
Yes, it was on my mind, sir.
Good. Well, let me know what happens. I'm, sorry to have interrupted.
Well, that's clear then, isn't it?
And by that time, of course, the bride's mother was ready to have a go at me with one of those silver carving sets, you know? I mean, I only said her daughter was a popular sort of girl. It's just a bit of fun, that's all. Talking of which, I'm going down the Rainbow Club tonight, do you know it?
No.
Well, I mean, if you want to come along, just for a bit of fun, you know, I mean, there'll be a whole crowd of us there. So.
I don't think so. Thanks for the thought, anyway.
Anytime. Good morning. Do you think we can speak to the owner of the house?
He's asleep.
Do you think you can wake him?
I doubt it.
But only there's been
a complaint. The music's too loud.
Oh, right.
good music, though.
Could you turn it down, please?
Yeah, sorry, we didn't realise.
Straight away, please.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't worry, I know these things are, yeah?
Sierra Oscar from 181 receiving over.
Yeah, go ahead, Narika.
Urgent assistance, please, at 43 Highshore Street. The party's getting out of hand.
Yeah, we'll do.
That's what you get for sending Quinnan to a party.
Well, come on, Rouse! You is it? I've had enough. I'm booking a lot of you. Breach of the peace.
What right have you got coming in here?
Yeah, who let you in here? This is a private do. Where's the owner of this place?
That's him. Old Sleeping Beauty down there.
Right, well, clearing up will give him something to do when he wakes up. At least you lot will be out of the way. Hello. We have been enjoying ourselves, haven't we, eh?
Oi, where are you? Come back, Julie, don't
Look, this is a party, right? We're not doing any harm. And we'd have been all right if you lot hadn't have come in.
Back inside until the van arrives. Sierra Oscar from 181 receiving over.
Sierra Oscar receiving. What is it, Narika?
Can you make that a van as well for 43 Highshore Street, please? We've got a number of arrests.
Why don't you bring the army in while you're at it? What sort of a country is this anyway?
OK, you lot, in the hall, come on.
I know a bloke went to be a copper once. Couldn't stand it. Said it was like being surrounded by vegetables with helmets on. Does something for your male pride, does it?
Come on, wakey, wakey, sunshine.
What a prat.
Hey, lover boy. You don't learn, do you? I saw you drop this. Trying to get rid of it, were you?
What? I saw you drop this. You saw it too, didn't you, George?
Yeah.
You're joking.
Possession, Nick for that and all.
Listen, Frank, I've just had a lengthy discussion with Chief Inspector Conway. I defended you, of course. But you were the one responsible for the situation arising in the first place, not Sergeant Peters.
Look, all I asked him to do was spin out a few formalities.
You pulled him in too early then, didn't you? Timing, Frank.
I didn't have any choice. He'd clocked us.
There'll be no more pressure of that sort applied, not to Sergeant Peters or anyone else.
Yeah, well, sorry to break up the party, but you just can't look the other way, can you?
You what?
These aren't the sort of blokes a girl like you should be mixing with. Shouldn't you be spending your time in better company?
Get lost.
Fair enough.
Dear, dear. All that action, she's still not impressed.
She's busy.
Absolute cobblers. I no more had that dope on me than he did. It ain't geezer's true. making The it up. officer couldn't have seen it like
All
he says
right,
it's a
you'll
pack
have
of
your
lies.
say in a minute. I just belt up. Go on. I saw Thomas Austin drop this foil package out of his pocket onto the floor. I believe it contains illegal drugs. Now what do you have to say about it?
I didn't have no dope on me, nothing.
But you did drop that package on the floor?
No, I just told ya.
Any witnesses?
Yes, Sarge. I saw him drop it.
Right.
And I saw that he didn't.
Like to tell me how you see someone not do something? We'll just let the magistrate sort that one out, shall we?
Like Piccadilly Circus.
My job's to make sure there's a case for you to be detained, OK? And there is.
I want a solicitor.
I'm just coming to that.
No, what I mean is I wouldn't have nicked them.
What a spliff there.
No, for breach of the peace. I mean, there was no harm done, and in a private party. Oh, that's our day, isn't it? Yeah, bit of business. Does impress the ladies.
Hey, look, see, she can't stop thinking about me.
But what is it, I think, eh, Dave?
Why you bother? It's just a teaser, that one.
Tony, success rate 1 in 10, that's what I reckon, right? I might get smacked in the face a fair bit, but I get an awful lot of jollies.
You take too many risks, and one day you're going to catch something very nasty.
And one day you'll drive under a bus. Life's too short, isn't it, George, eh?
Dave, that dope.
Yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong or anything, but you did see him drop it, didn't you?
Of course I did. What do you take me for? It's not a bad little haul, that, look. Doesn't do the arrest rate any harm and does you some good too, eh? By association.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
What's up, George? An attack in a second?
No. It's just I wanted to check that you
Seen
actually
the dope?
Yeah.
Oh, look, you're right to check. But you did see it as well, didn't you? Right. Don't worry about it. I'll back you up, so you've got nothing to worry about. Look, no hassle. We interview him, we go in there.
I'd rather you left me out of that if you don't mind.
Oh,
No, Dave, I mean it.
I tell you, we could fill the book just with complaints about Tom's on George Street.
They think of the fines like some sort of income tax. They're back on the streets the next day.
Excuse me. Oh, can I help you? I hope so, yes.
You're 15 and you're 17, is that it?
Forget.
You forget?
No, Sarge, I think he's 15 and he's 17.
Sarge, could I have a word, please?
That's why we never got nowhere at school. See? Never sure what class we were meant to be in.
Well?
I'm not feeling too good, Sarge.
So?
With the skeezer with the drugs, I'm meant to be interviewing him with Dave Quinnan. I don't really feel up to it.
Are you ill?
Well, no, not exactly ill, Sarge.
Well, get stuck in. That's what you're paid for.
Yes, Sarge.
George. Something up?
No, I'm all right, Sarge.
Come on, what is it?
No, honestly, I'm okay.
No, I'm sorry, you can't see him.
But I have to. I have to see Mr. Thorne.
What's the problem?
This is Miss Byrne.
You've got Brian Thorne in there and I need to talk to him.
Well, you can't do that. You can see him later when he's released.
So who can I see then?
For what?
Look, you've got a man in there being held for something he didn't do because one of your officers just felt like it.
Felt like what?
Look, who should I be talking to?
Kathy, see if the custody sergeant's free, will you?
Sarge.
And would you like to take a seat outside, please?
How long is he likely to be?
I can't tell you that.
Right. In that case, I also want to register a formal complaint against one of your officers.
Oh, I see. I mean, did you get his name?
I've got his phone number as well, if you want it. PC Dave Quinnan.
come on, Tom.
It's a fitter!
Mr. Austin, I strongly
He
advise that
walks
you say
in,
no.
sees there's dope around and plants it on the first one he sees, who just happens to be me.
There was no planting.
We shall require that forensic tests are done on my client's clothing.
There really is no need for that.
If your forensic people won't do them, we shall arrange them for ourselves.
All right, if you like. Won't do any harm. I saw you drop the stuff on the floor.
What else, eh? Half a ton of Semtex?
No, just that full package containing illegal drugs.
How the hell do you...
Mr. Austin, you have asked for me to be present, so it would make sense for you to allow me to advise you.
Yeah. All right, go on then.
Well, as I said to you earlier, it's not up to you to prove your innocence. I strongly recommend that you answer no further questions.
Why not? I've got nothing to hide.
But there could be certain disadvantages
No.
to proceed.
Saying nothing means you're guilty, right? And this other officer, this witness of yours, has he got a voice? Hey, have ya?
Yeah, he's got a voice, but I'm asking the questions right now, all right?
Got eyes in your backside and all, have ya?
Now, listen, Tommy.
Don't you Tommy me, you listen! You were both looking at Ray. Mr. Hardy, when...
When what, Tommy?
Yeah, what?
No. No, I'm not saying nothing like she says.
When you dropped the dope, that's what you were going to say, wasn't it?
No.
That you didn't think we'd seen you when you dropped
When the stuff got dropped there, that's all, not by me.
So you must have seen who dropped it there if you say it wasn't you.
You don't have to answer that.
No, I didn't see. I was looking at Ray, same as you, if that's when it got dropped there.
You didn't see anybody else because nobody else put it there.
Cobblers, and you know it!
Just listen. You put yourself in a position of a magistrate, eh? You say it wasn't yours. 2 police officers say it was. So how's a magistrate to know what to believe then? Eh?
Well, he believes you, doesn't he? You're the coppers.
Yeah, you may well be right. But you carry on telling him that you didn't do it. So this magistrate thinks, well, you know, these officers, they might be mistaken. You were standing there, Tommy. So who did drop the dope on the floor then?
How do I know?
You were there.
The stuff could have been there all night for all I know.
How comes we never noticed it before then, eh?
Because you're blind, I don't know.
Well, this magistrate's going to think, well, this geezer's not being very helpful, is he, eh? He's not coming up with whose dope it really is. So who do you reckon the magistrate's going to believe now then, Tommy? Eh?
This is becoming an oppressive form of questioning.
I'm only asking him what he thinks. It's not a threat. Now, if you admit it...
I didn't do it!
You know that's not true.
You bastard!
I think that might be an opportune moment to terminate the interview. Interview terminated at 11:57 a.m. Your solicitor will explain to you where you stand, the alternatives open to you, and the relative consequences of each. Talk with Miss Pedley. Have a think about it. Hey?
Right, sir. About what time did you find the wallet?
Look, how much longer?
They're amazing, some of these guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they're like politicians, aren't they? Reckon if they tell a lie often enough, in the end you're going to believe it. I remember Viv telling me once, some kid had thrown a bottle at her from about 3 yards. She'd been looking straight at him, but still he swore blind he hadn't done it. And there'd only been the 2 of them there. Anything like that ever happened to you?
Yeah, once. Like trying car locks.
Yeah, there you are. And I bet he had you down yourself in the end, didn't he?
Yeah, but...
Yeah, what did he say when you got him back at the station?
Yeah, he said it was a fit-up.
There you go. George. Look, if it wasn't you with me, I mean, there's some start doubting black's black, wouldn't they? Eh?
Yeah.
Miss Burns, sir. You said you'd have a word with her about an official complaint?
Ah, yes. Do come in, Miss Byrne.
So the stuff that was found in you when you emptied your pockets, where did you get it from?
I don't know. Someone gave it to me. I don't remember who.
Someone at the party?
No.
Was it Austin? Did you get it off Austin?
You don't half try your arm, don't you?
But was it?
You know damn well it wasn't.
Well, how would I know that?
Look, I got 2 lots of dope on me, right? Different sorts, so's in different packs, and I knows I got to get rid of them. So I tried to get shot the second night in the van, but I couldn't manage it, so I got copped for that, because I still got it on me. But the other lot, well, I dropped that on the floor. You say Tommy Austin dropped it, but he couldn't have done because I did.
So why didn't you tell us that at the time?
Well, because him and me had just been yelling at each other, and you said... Well, you said you saw him drop it.
So you're telling us you'd have let him take the rap? Well, there's only one thing wrong. PC Garford here and me, we saw Austin drop the stuff on the floor. We've already said so. So we know you're lying.
Come off it.
You're getting done for one lot of dope already. So you add it up, you might as well say the other lot was yours as well. That way your mate gets let off and he owes you one.
Come on, as God's me witness.
No, we're the witnesses. We're the ones who saw it.
Then you made a mistake, all right. Look, it's not as if Tommy's even a real mate of mine. I just hang about him because he knows those college birds. Come on, honest to God, you're making a mistake.
No, I don't think so.
But what exactly did he say to you, Miss Byrne?
Well, I don't remember the exact words, but it was something about these not being the sort of blokes I ought to be spending my time with, and shouldn't I be spending my time with someone, well, like him? I mean, the meaning was clear. He'd been like that since he got there.
I see.
You know, the way he looked, the tone of his voice. So have you got that complaint form?
I'll record the complaint. Excuse me, please. This leaflet outlines the procedure as to how the complaint will be dealt with by us.
Thank you.
So, would you like me to record it now, or would you like to think about it? I mean, perhaps in the cold light of day, it won't appear quite so serious.
Well, I've just told you what happened.
But you're an attractive young woman, Miss Byrne. You must be used to this sort of attention.
Not from policemen. Is that how you expect them to behave?
I can deal with this in my own way, but they are male, Miss Byrne. No, be open with me, please. There were arrests made at the party, you said. Breach of the peace and possession of drugs. And that's what you're really upset about, isn't it? And that's what you're really here for, isn't it?
No, not exactly. The man they said had the drugs. It wasn't him.
Are you sure about that? How do you know? Because you know whose drugs they really were, yes? So, are you going to tell us?
I know Tom didn't have any drugs on him.
But, Miss Byrne, he might have got hold of some without you knowing, mightn't he?
He didn't.
So, you're saying that my officers were mistaken?
Yes, I am.
Have you spoken to the custody sergeant about this?
I've tried. They say he's busy.
Well, then, what I suggest is that you go back to the front office and wait for the custody sergeant and then tell him everything.
Look, how much longer am I going to be kept here?
Not long. Yeah, not long, Sarge. You all right, George?
Yeah, I'm fine, Sarge.
He's all right. Just give me a minute with him without. George. George, look, listen to me a minute, will you?
Look, Dave, I want out of this.
What?
Well, that bloke's telling the truth, isn't he? And the other one.
This really is an attack of the seconds, isn't it? Now, look, let's get this straight. You may not have seen what happened. You say you're not sure, all right, but I am. And like I said, I'm backing you up. All right. If you want to change your mind, if you want to say you didn't see anything at all, that you were looking the other way, whatever, then I think that's what you ought to do. Don't worry about me. You just do whatever you think you should. Right. Don't you take it white?
Quinnan, Inspector Munro wants to see you.
Right, Sarge.
The town hall would help you with that, Mrs. Green. Why don't you ring them? Thank you. Goodbye. Come in. Ah.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Yes, shut the door. Miss Byrne.
Yes, sir?
She says that you made a pass at her.
You're joking? All I said...
I'm not interested in what you said, Quinnan. I know what you said. It's what you meant that I'm interested in. You're not paid to chat up half of London. Is that understood?
Well, yes, sir, but I
In
have to...
fact, you're not paid to chat up anyone. You're paid to do a job of work. And you're supposed to do it thoroughly, conscientiously, and in such a way as to retain the respect, and I mean the respect, of the public. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Well, I hope it is. I very much hope it is. Because I believe Miss Byrne was really in here for something much more important. Miss Byrne also says that you were mistaken about possession of drugs at a party. What she means is that you were lying. Is there any possibility that that might be true?
No, sir, definitely not.
Because, Quinnan, if ever I find one of my officers perjuring himself, I don't care what the reason is, you know what'll happen to that officer, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Some people want to get their priorities right. All right, boys.
Doesn't that apply to everyone, Gov?
Oh, hold on. I thought you were supposed to be one of us now.
I am, sir.
Alec, not too busy, are you?
Was someone waiting for me, actually, sir?
Well, he can wait a bit longer, can't he?
She.
Look, I just want a quick word.
Sir, I'll wait outside for you.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but while the prisoner was in custody, it was my job
Yeah,
to make
all
sure...
right, Alec, all right. We both know the score. As it happens, I was planning an operation. Wanted to put you in the picture.
I just don't want to get fitted up.
Fitted up? Now, would I fit you up, Alec? You know me better than that.
Sarge, could I have a word, please?
Give me a minute. I've just got to get the front office.
Sarge, can we have Austin out again, please?
Yeah, quick. I'm told you wanted to see me.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
You admit that they were your drugs and that you dropped them on the floor.
That's what she says I've got to say.
You can say whatever you wish to say, Mr. Austin. My advice is precisely that. Just advice.
Yeah.
So you admit it?
Yeah, all right. If everyone said I did it, I did it.
Good.
Quinnan, can I have a word?
Excuse me. Interview temporarily suspended 1,300 hours. Sarge.
I've got a woman at the front who says it was Thorne who had the dope. She swears Austin didn't have any.
Ah.
So what did Thorne have to say?
Well, Thorne says he dropped it, as a matter of fact.
And what the hell are you doing with
They're
this?
trying to set me up, Sarge. I saw Austin drop it. I saw him with my own eyes, and so did Garfield. As it happens, he's just admitted it.
I hope you haven't done what I think
No,
you've
Sarge,
done.
I haven't. I saw him with my own eyes. I've just been doing my job conscientiously. Trying to keep the respect of the public, Sarge. You coming in, then? I reckon we got a result here, mate.